how do you differentiate between an angel and a guide?
That's a great question because I had to go to a teacher to figure that one out. Like, I'm seeing stuff, right? Uh, Help me out. So, if I'm intentionally trying to connect with a guide or with an angel, like I'm trying to channel, one of the most common visuals that you'll learn, like in mediumship, is to see like a radio dial and just turn it to the vibration, angel, guide. When we say guide, should be clear because some people can call it angelic guides, right? So when I say guide, this is someone who, a spirit guide is what I'm meaning. And this is someone who has had a human life, has had physical form, but they're currently in spirit. They're a spirit guide. And there's usually some type of positive connection that they have with you. Sometimes it's someone that you have not been with at any other time, but usually it's someone from this lifetime, from a past lifetime, an ancestor you may not have met, but there's some type of loving connection. And because they're in spirit, they have a different perspective. So they can offer guidance, right? They're a spirit guide. And then we get animal guides, and different cultures will really focus on ancestral guides versus, past lives and spirit guides and such. But to differentiate between them, so if I'm intentionally channeling, I really just sit down and I set that intention, talking to angels, talking to guides. Otherwise, for myself, like I said, when I see angels, they tend to have wings. So if I have a client sitting in front of me and I'm not familiar with their energy, I'm not familiar with their backstory, I'll usually start by seeing angels just because I think that's what I am most connected to. They can only work with what they've got, right? So I am most connected to the angelic realm probably. So I usually start by seeing angels. But if I see a figure and I'm not sure, is this a guide? Is this, is this a spirit guide? Is this an angel? I'll just ask them. Again, they're not trying to be tricky. Like they're here to help. So I'll ask them, are you an angel? And if they're an angel, they go, whoosh, spread their wings out for me. Simple as that. And then they tend to have a much lighter vibration, whereas spirit guides are a denser vibration. And then I just started asking questions. Are you from a past life? And they'll tell me, no, I'm from this lifetime. Okay, well, and then I'll just start talking, right? Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Thanks. What is the most like surprising or how should I say, memorable event or thing that that happened, since you have all these amazing experiences, I'm sure practically on a daily basis?
Yeah. That's hard to answer because honestly, I have not lost the joy of every day going, oh my God, you've got an angel with you. Wow, look at that. So I truly haven't lost that joy. And I mean, people come in with some pretty heavy stories. So it's not like I'm like giggling through a whole session, but sometimes I am. So I haven't lost that. What, I love when I don't know the person's backstory and I'm like, this is what I'm seeing. And they sit there with their mouth hanging open because it's just happened. What happens fairly commonly is, happened this week. I had someone with said the archangel in this particular was Archangel Ariel really wants to connect with you. Ariel's standing over here. They're describing behind them. And the person again looks at me, jaw hanging open. Well, a woman named Ariel contacted me this week and another woman named Ariel. And then I saw this. And so we see how like the angel's been trying to connect with them the whole time. So those are always just wonderful to be able to see those connections. And so often I'll say, there's an angel, this is the name they're giving me. And it's the name of the person's pet. That's happened many times over as well. So seeing those connections are just so fun. And it's like, oh, wow, they really are here. Yeah, they really are. And, those ones. I really enjoy those,
Yeah. So that just brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
Are cats magical?
Cats are so magical. Cats are the best, which is to no insult to my beautiful dog who's like on the other side of my door here asking why she can't come in. But it's because she'll be in and out. Cats are the best. I'm a big fan of the animal kingdom. I'll say that, but I'm definitely very connected with cats.
Yeah, because I've even read somewhere, and I don't know if I believe that. I don't, but
Yeah.
they say like you should get certain colored cats for different things. Like I don't
Yeah.
believe in that. I think a cat's a cat, but cats have a tendency to be able to see guides or spirits, and that I've witnessed a
Oh yeah.
lot. Where a cat will look up a wall and it's looking like this, and then it gets all crazy, and then it looks, and then it just takes off, and it's like there's
Yeah.
nothing on the wall, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. And yeah, so cats definitely, I mean, all animals have a different relationship with spirit than we do, a different relationship with life and death and all of that than we do. Just they are that much closer to the earth. They don't overthink the way we tend to. But definitely some animals seem to have that different type of nature, and I've definitely experienced that with cats. Um and the animals reincarnate too. They go through their own reincarnation cycles too. My so my first career, I was a veterinary assistant. I spent 15 years in the veterinary field, um, and doing all sorts of things in that way. And so my husband's cat introduced us. First of all, he brought the cat in. That's how we met, and it was the soul connection for many lifetimes, right? But in regression, I've seen the cat who's now passed, but I've seen he was a big gray cat, big gray cat. I've seen him in a past life as a big gray Clydesdale horse that my husband had when he was a blacksmith. Right? So they also reincarnate too. And no, I don't necessarily follow the color pattern. You know, they're not the same, I would say, as when I'm working with crystals and stones, the color carries a vibration. Well, sure, it does with animals as well, but the soul is the soul. I would hope to think that if I dye my hair, I'm the same person. And of
Yes,
course,
yes.
if you've ever shaved a cat, their skin pattern is the same as the fur color pattern.
Mm,
Because I
uh,
have shaved cats in my previous profession, to make that
sure.
clear. It's not a daily thing. And so, of course, we talk in human terms. We would hope that our skin color doesn't dictate the value of our
Of
soul.
course, that's very well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like racist cats, you know. It's,
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
so, what can a cat like? Could I, let's say, reincarnate as a cat, or can a cat only reincarnate as a dog, and then a
So,
squirrel? Could I be? Could I be a penguin in a
right?
past?
There are the jury is out on this one, but I will tell you what I have witnessed in doing past life regressions. So I have done like lots and lots and lots of regressions. I have only seen it twice, where a human has been a person or a person has been a human. I have seen it, but only twice.
You mean a
So,
sorry,
well, yeah,
animal? A person's been an animal.
yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I have seen that twice. So in the many regressions I've done. So can it happen? Yes. Is it common? No. Can I explain why? No, not really.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, I think, and I don't know. Again, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't say as a fact, but I think in other cultures, sometimes maybe it's a joke, but they say, "Oh, if you live, badly, you'll be reincarnated as a snail or something." Like, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's certainly a common tenet of like Hinduism, right, and
Right.
things like that. And so and so it's that idea of the virtuous life. You kind of move up in the food chain, I think.
Hmm. Hmm.
I can't say that I've witnessed that, based on what I have witnessed, right? Yeah.
Hmm. And what is like? So I've always been interested in this in the different angels, and so when I was younger, I was introduced to certain things like Saint Luke for healing. That was a big one for healing, and Archangel Michael, and then there's all these other angels, and like, how does that? I don't know. I can't like put my finger on it. Like, how does it work? And how many angels are there? Is there like, like,
Okay, so that's again, I get to be a little bit a geek when I get into this stuff. Like, I can talk angels for like all day, right? And I have really been blessed with, over the years to connect with some wonderful teachers. But when you get all of these like fantastically master teachers in the room, even they're not going to agree on everything. So we all have our own experiences with this and the things that maybe we hold as fact, um, which will be different for one person to the other. So the way I would address it, first of all, is angels don't have ego. So they're not going to be upset if you're calling on the wrong one for help, right? Archangel Michael is our angel of protection, but if you get his name wrong or you can't remember it, he's okay with that. He's got a great sense of humor. He really does. So there's a few very commonly spoken of angels, the ones that, again, you get a bunch of clairvoyants in a room, everybody's going to see Michael. He's this big, fantastic, beautiful masculine presence that he's the protector. And, everybody seems to see Michael. Other ones, it depends on maybe if you need to see them, if you're tuned in that way. So depending on who you talk to, there's about 12 to 14 primary archangels. So we call it archangels. They're the ones that have names, Michael and Raphael and Gabriel. And then in my experience, everyone has at least one guardian angel who's specifically yours, at least one. And then honestly, Andrew, for every verb you can find, there will be a group of angels. So there's going to be angels of communication. There's going to be angels of prosperity. There's going to be angels of healing. And so they're limitless in my experience.
Okay. And so again, being in the world of opposites, I got to ask if there's angels, are there demons?
Are there demons? So I have never ever had a negative angelic experience. So as far as a negative angel, I would say no. People talk about that. It's just such a complete foreign experience for myself. And I'm not whitewashing anything. I have faced my demons. I have looked at my demons and gone, hey, Selena, let's fix this, right? I have definitely seen people come in with negative entities, if you want to put it in that way, negative attachments, negative energies. There's definitely dark energies around. One of the kind of most memorable, someone came in to see me, and I was doing some energy work. She's on the table, and I had, as you described, like the hardware store, I had this like cold feeling come over me. It was just awful. And so I don't want to freak out the poor lady on the table, right? So in my mind, I said, "Who's there?" And I saw someone, very dark, and so we're going into like Nazi uniform, that sort of thing come up. So I'm cutting cords and going, I don't know if this is actually someone from a past life, or is this just what I would consider the embodiment of evil, right? But first thing I do, so I call an Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, protect me, protect the woman here. Let's get rid of this. And then we are clearing out. And there was an all-out energetic battle happening in my room. And when we're all done, I finish the session. I talk to this person, and her dad's family had, as children, been in Nazi internment camps. And so, there was, that was the lineage, but it was just a negative evil entity as far as I'm concerned. So I've definitely experienced that. There is negativity out there. It isn't to be ignored, but I also feel it isn't to be focused on. You're going to find what you're looking for. So if you're looking in the dark, you will absolutely find your demons.
For sure. But, just on a side note, I think it's really wonderful that I could just see how you vibrate at like 600 or like above, like enjoy, like it's amazing. Just like the whole time, like everything I've seen on you, like, and I just know you from a few videos and stuff. It's really, I just say, I just want to give you, it's very, very pleasant to see.
Aw, thank you.
Super, super nice.
Oh, really thank you, and likewise. I love being able to share and have these conversations, and thank you for bringing that vibration into this.
No, for sure. So I got one easy question, fun question, and one hard one. Which one do you want?
Okay.
The easy or the hard one?
It's your show. Shoot.
Selena, does the devil exist?
Does the devil exist? The personification of the devil that I think, certainly like Judeo-Christian terms, no, I think that's putting a personality to a concept that the human mind can't wrap their mind around. That's at least my experience. Other people may have different experiences. You can also say the same, does God exist? there is absolutely beautiful divine light. There is complete and utter love. Some people will see this as a personification of a guy sitting on the cloud with a beard. If that's what you need, that's what you need. That's not how it comes to me, but if that's, someone's background. But is there the balance of the light and dark? Is there, that evil? As a single individual, the devil? No, that's not what I would say. Is there definitely very dark, very evil, low vibration? 100%. And we can certainly see people working within that sense of evil. And if you
Mm.
want to say it's the work of the devil,
Right.
yeah.
Right. And what I mean is kind of like, is there a malicious source? You know what I mean? Is there one, like, let's say there's like angelic and guides to bring us up, to help us through.
Mm.
Is there a little guy that's trying to like make you make that wrong move, or kind of encouraging you, go steal that pie, like go take
Right.
that?
So what I would say is there a specific individual? No. Is it oftentimes, so we can talk ego, right? Our ego will take us to a low place, and then when we talk about like these negative entities, we can maybe get stuck in those low vibrations, at which point we do make very bad choices. But to say it's an outside source, not necessarily, though I will qualify that in when you are, so well, an example, if someone has maybe succumbed to addiction, okay, they've lost their life, they died of an overdose, they died of addiction, and you are in that home where that person died, and they are afraid to go to the other side because they're afraid that they might be punished. They're afraid of that, so they kind of get stuck in this in between state. They're not quite alive, they're not alive in physical form, but they haven't crossed over to the other side. If that addictive energy is living in your home and you are unaware of what to do with that, if you go low vibe, you might find yourself having addictive
Mm.
tendencies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So
cool.
that, yeah,
And then
and that I've witnessed. Yeah.
yeah, so and then last time I don't want to like focus on this, but like, and would you say there's hell? Does hell exist or no?
So I would say no. That to me, that's a black and white no.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I
So-
just, I've done so many past life regressions, and it doesn't mean that we're exonerated of everything. Once we're gone, or that we don't have to deal with the shit that we didn't deal with when we were alive. But the idea of being punished, and flames and all the rest, no. The goal, I guess, it comes back to, what do you think the goal of life in general is?
Sure.
And I do believe that it's the soul's growth and it's moving towards the light. So,
Right.
and eternal damnation doesn't really serve it.
No,
Serve
exactly. No,
yeah.
for sure, for sure. I completely agree. Yeah, the classical thing. Okay, so and then okay, so new subject. Let's
Yeah, yeah.
uh, um, living in the third, fourth, fifth, sixth dimension, seventh dimension. I've heard up to 14 dimensions.
Yeah.
What's true? How many dimensions? How do you?
So okay, so we talk about being in the three-dimensional world. We have this physical solid body, right? Um, and the idea is that we are raising our vibration, we are getting higher, we are moving out of this, really heavy solid form. I don't really bother counting. I don't see the purpose of that. So when I'm in this dimension, okay, well, do you still need to like do your laundry and stuff? Because I do, right? you know, if I don't go grocery shopping, I won't have food in my house, right? It's you still have to do these human chores. So
There's no dimension that'll get us out of doing.
no,
Okay.
no, not when you're in human form. So I don't really get particularly caught up at what dimension I'm in. I know that when I feel good, I know I'm feeling pretty high. I know that I've had experiences, certainly, when you get into meditation, of stepping out of the body. And so if that is getting into a different dimension, you're tethered, but I've definitely had out of body experiences.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
That's something that's really it's one of the I've done it many times out of body. The first time I ever went out of body, I was meditating for a year trying to do it,
yeah.
and my parents were cooking dinner. and it smelled so good. I just wanted to see what was for dinner. So I went out. I swear that was the first experience. I went out of body into the kitchen, and I just because I was so hungry, and I just wanted to see what it was. And then I was in the kitchen, and I was like, something's weird, like about the experience, right? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And everything was, and this is again, it could be altered my memory, but everything, the colors were really dulled, and everything was really like not black and white, but it was just dull,
Yeah.
the colors and stuff. And I was just like, and then I was like, kind of, oh my god. And then it went back, and when it's the classic was every time I go back into from meditation, I had a water glass, and every time I would spill my water glass because my hand wouldn't be aligned like my physical hand,
Yeah.
my astral hand. So I go to and I would knock over my water glass all the time. So I would have like a little like towel like there because it was
Yeah.
just gonna happen, right?
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna
So,
stop.
and to me, that also just shows like the how no matter what, we're still human. What did you need? You want to check on dinner, right?
I was hungry.
Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, when we talk different dimensions, I don't bother counting. Some people really, it really works for them. It really works for them to count and to see
Right.
things step by step.
And I could see how it could become an ego thing. Like, oh, I'm on 7, but are you on 8? Oh, he's on
Yeah.
8. I gotta like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's anyways, whatever. So that that's irrelevant. That's fine. So before there's so many things, but I know I just want to be respectful of your time. So I want to ask you, just if anyone when they listen to this, it's just so intriguing. So I wanted to make sure what's the best way to get in contact with you. And I know we were talking a little bit about you're a very, very, very popular person for all the right reasons. So, can you talk a little bit about what's the best way to contact you and the waiting period and what's maybe some group stuff or yeah, just that kind of
Sure.
thing?
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Best way to contact me is through my website, which is www.energybalancingconnection.com. And for one-on-one sessions, I do them over Zoom or in person. I do have like an 8-9 month wait period right now. Um, I'm also a mom with young kids and all sorts of other things going on. So I do what I can. I do have a full moon and a new moon meditation night over Zoom. So twice a month, you can connect with me over Zoom, and that is usually very accessible. It usually ends up being about a group of 20. So you can find all of those dates on my website and how to contact me there. And then I am running a 12-week course partnered with another lovely woman, Andrea Ferguson. And the link is so I'm in the middle of that one right now, but it's a 12-week developing. It's called Ignite, and it's about we talk about emotion code and we talk about being highly sensitive to energy and Ho'oponopono and all of these other things. And so that is we're currently in the middle of that one, but there will be another course hopefully in January running. The dates aren't set up yet, but you can contact me, and if you want to get on the wait list for that, we take 20 people. And I'm on Instagram, those things. My teenager got me set up.
Like, we could talk forever and
I'm
ever.
having a blast here. Yeah.
Um, so, Selena, is there anything that before we go that you wanted to share with everyone? Any really like deep wisdom, something that nobody asks you, something that you feel maybe everyone should know?
The one thing that I always really, the point I really like to drive home that's so important to me to share is that I've never ever in the years I've been doing this, I've never seen anyone who's alone. Everybody has guides with them. Everybody has their ancestors, even if in your family you never talked about that. Everybody has angels with them. There is always a support team that you can connect with. And which isn't to say like life is hard. Sometimes life is very, very hard, but you are never, ever, ever alone. And you can call on these people for support. They want to be there to help. They really want to work with you. And so that's and I know I have the benefit of seeing them. It really helps with credibility issues, because they're standing there. But they are as real as anyone else that you can see and touch. And again, I am saying this incredibly humbly. I didn't believe in any of this stuff. If you told me 2 decades ago that I'd be sitting here talking about this, I'd have said, I don't know what you're smoking, but it must be great because no chance. And here I am, talking to invisible people and thoroughly enjoying myself. So there's so much out there, and there's so much that would love to be partnered with you and work with you so that you can live your best life, and that ripples out into your community. And if we can all do that, we can move mountains just by doing our individual stuff.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, that's super nice. I often say to people that you need to ask, and
Mhm.
because we have free will. So I said if you don't
Yes.
ask, then somebody could be waiting, some
Yes.
could be waiting to help you, but they can infringe upon you, right? Your free
Yes. The
will.
law of free will. Exactly. So yes.
So
So
ask.
ask. Yeah. You have to ask, and if you and yeah, and be open to receiving too. Sometimes people will ask, but they really don't believe there's a positive alternative outcome,
Mm.
and so they might be asked, but they're not willing to receive. Um, so yeah, ask for help. It's around. Ask for guidance. Might not make everything go away, like snap of the fingers. We talk about these life lessons that we have to learn and overcome, but the next step will be revealed. The next, the help will show up.
Okay, Selena, look, on that note, what I'll do is it's been first say that you're one of the most interesting people I've ever met.
Oh,
So thank
thank
you.
you.
Really amazing. I could endless. This could be a not a 6 hour podcast. This could be
Yeah,
like a 6 month straight podcast. Like, it's
yeah.
just
Aw.
amazing. I have so many questions, but well, you know what we'll do is I'll wish you a successful and peaceful mind, and ask you to please come back
I
as
would
a
love
guest in the future. And so we have that course, just to remind the listener one last time, there is that course coming up, 12-week course, and to
that.
check out your website. And yeah, and just maybe follow you on Instagram, and just really, really cool. So I just want to say again, Selena, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to enlighten us all with your personal wisdom.
Well, thank you so much, Andrew, and thank you for providing the platform because I am not tech savvy. This is not something that I'm going to be jumping into on my own. So thank you for providing the platform and bringing all this out to people.
You're
Yeah,
most welcome. Okay, Selena, have yourself an amazing evening, and we'll talk super soon.
sounds good. Take care, Andrew. Bye bye.